No U.S. president is entirely responsible for how the U.S. stock market has performed during his administration. After all, even sweeping new policies that become law may not really work their way through the economy or even the stock market until long after that person has left office. But fair or not, voters and investors will always tie executive branch policies to overall market conditions. The market, as we understand it today, is a newer creation relative to the presidency. For instance, the Dow was created during Grover Cleveland's White House in 1896. But overall S&P 500 composite data by Yale economist Robert Shiller shows a few surprises in market performance under different administrations. First, the winners. Stock price performance over the presidency of Barack Obama was 166%, good enough for third place in modern U.S. history. Of course, Obama took over during the depths of the great financial crisis. Second on the list was his Democratic Party predecessor in the Oval Office, Bill Clinton, at 202%. And the shocking leader of the bunch, President Calvin Coolidge, who took office way back in 1923, whose stock price performance change was a whopping 208%, for an average monthly return of 1.74%. That is the largest for any president since the beginning of the 20th century. And as for the laggards on the list, the presidency of Richard Nixon oversaw dismal figures in the markets at minus 21%. Republican President George W. Bush did not exactly fare much better when all was said and done, clocking in at minus 33%. And no big surprise with the worst performing market under a White House, Herbert Hoover, at minus 75%, or an average monthly return of negative 2.23%. Our nation's 31st president, of course, oversaw the beginning of the Great Depression. Of course, the stock market and the economy are not the same thing, and while it may be a bit of a surprise to many, it's actually Democratic administrations that tend to result in better market returns over history. However, as Wharton professor Jeremy Siegel told Forbes, stock markets do perform better under Democrats than under Republicans. That's a well-known fact, but it does not imply cause and effect.